Good morning and welcome to a fresh edition of your breakfast on Leadership Television inside Nigeria. Today is January 13, 2025, Monday, and my name is Winifred Webo, your host on the program. On this first segment of the show, we like to see what the papers are offering on their menu this Monday, starting with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership. Let's see what Leadership is saying. Leading story today says five governors may dump parties ahead of 2027. PDP G3 over Mba, Oborewori, Eno, Fubara. OT in the spotlight as Labour Party crisis lingers. And 8 says they won't dump platforms for APC. Five governors may dump parties ahead of 2027. PDP G3 over Mba, Oborewori, Eno, Fubara. OT in the spotlight as Labour Party crisis lingers. They won't dump platforms for APC, coming from their aides. Also on leadership this Monday, water scarcity hits Mina, Vandals blamed. IDP camp will soon be history in Benue, Governor Elia. Channels TV, Chevron share bosses, others back awards as Government College Ugeli celebrates at 80. FCT community hates Wike over road construction. Towards the masthead of leadership, TASBs show Nigerians consultation report. Bauchi governor tests presidency. Of course, this is a developing story. The Bauchi state governor, Bala, and the federal government, that is presidency, have been show of words recently over the tax reform bill. And the governor says today, show Nigerians consultation report. Of course, Oyedele, the chairman of the committee, did say that they've made several attempts to meet with the governors and were not given listening ear. They were not given appointment to. However, the Bauchi state governor says show Nigerians consultation report tells presidency. That takes us to the story on the business voice of leadership. It says rent default cases rise over hardship, cost of living. Rent default cases rise over hardship, cost of living. Rising economic pressures in Nigeria have led to increased rent defaults as tenants continue to favor yearly payments. With inflation reaching 34.6% and high unemployment rates, many tenants struggle to meet their obligations, forcing landlords to confront mounting arrears. Tenants in Nigeria are increasingly struggling to cope with skyrocketing rents amid a worsening cost of living crisis. Those are paragraphs from that business story today. Rent default cases rise over hardship, cost of living. And above the masthead of leadership, troops neutralize 25 terrorists, destroy Bello Toji's camp. Jimmy Carter saved me from Abacha's gulag, Obasanjo. From there, we move to the page 3 of leadership. Today's stand is on death trap routes, a national emergency. Death trap routes, a national emergency. Today's stand on leadership newspaper, page 3. And from that stand, we move to the back page where we have Monday column with Dakuku, Peter Side. Today's Monday column is on telecom and the hike economy. Telecom and the hike economy. In quote, with the active support of the regulator, telecom companies are poised to raise prices, citing rising energy costs and currency devaluation. Quote from that Monday column, telecom and the hike economy. For continuation of this Monday column, inside stories, stand and continuation of headline stories, log on to the website of Leadership, www.leadership.ng. We move over to the next paper on our menu, and that is the Punch. Punch story says Syria outages. Dangote, NNPCL, Total, 247 firms dump discos, generate 6,500 megawatts. Operators blame poor supply for move. Federal government laments exit from national grid. I'll take that again. Syria outages. Dangote, NNPCL, Total, 247 firms dump discos, generate 6,500 megawatts. Operators blame poor supply for move. Federal government laments exit from national grid. California fire. Trump blames leaders for poor response as system killed. APC opposition differ on INEC's 125 billion naira budget request. Fuel price may rise as crude nears $80 per barrel. Abducted Benue farmer killed after 5.5 million naira ransom payment. 80th anniversary. GCU to honor Channels Television, Shell, Chevron bosses, others. And beside the masthead of the Punch, again 16 civilians killed as NAF bombs Zamfara bandits. Above the masthead of the Punch, PDP factional secretaries set for showdown vow to resume today. NAF unveils tough rules to curb airmen's exodus. How Carter intervened to save me from Abacha's gulag, coming from Obasanjo. With that, we conclude review of front headline stories on the Punch this Monday, January 13, 2025. For continuation of this Punch headline news, log on to the website. We move to the next paper on our menu, and that is THISDAY. THISDAY says $225 million debt. GHL disputes LBN's claims, insists is not indebted to the bank. Declares financial firm scheming to take over company as moratorium subsists pending commercial oil production. Accuses LBN of fraudulently obtaining order freezing bank accounts. Dismisses allegation of diversion as wicked, malicious, false, injurious, and libelous. Main headline stories today says Obasanjo, how Abacha rebuffed efforts by Carter, others to secure my freedom. Recalls how Abacha remained adamant despite mediation by respected global leaders. Says ex-US president stuck out his neck to save him. Describes him as a true friend with whom he shared many things. Above that, Archbishop Kagama, Tinubu needs to match message of hope with actions. Insists Maitama Church stampede not due to negligence. We have governors, Nigerian leaders honor servicemen at Armed Forces Remembrance Day salute. That also concludes the headline stories on THISDAY newspaper this Monday. For continuation of this headline news, log on to the website of THISDAY. And of course, we move to the next paper we have on our lineup, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian says road to 1 trillion naira economy. Nigeria toes EU's path, integrates $146 billion shadow economy in GD plan. We have illustration of underground economy. We have known as shadow economy, informal economy, black market. That is the power outage. Illegal transactions. Under illegal transactions, we have smuggling, human trafficking, gambling, prostitution. GDP, we have wrong GDP estimation. Illustration beneath the main headline story on The Guardian this Monday. Road to 1 trillion naira economy. Nigeria's toes EU's path. Integrates $146 billion shadow economy in GDP plan. Bayero heads to Supreme Court over emirship tussle. The story runs on page 9 of Leadership. Of course, there was revelation over the weekend that the appeal court has granted the Emir Sanusi victory on the emirship tussle. However, developing story says Bayero heads to Supreme Court over emirship tussle. States honor fallen heroes, harp on peace, security. Obasanjo reveals how Jimmy Carter saved him from Abacha. Misreaction stray announcement of Owode as Alafin elect. Diaspora group endorses Sheyi Tinubu as next governor of Lagos State. Air strike, Zamfara government, APC applaud NAF as military denies civilian casualties. 500,000 farmers displaced within 2 years, says Dawn. That concludes review of front headline story on The Guardian. For continuation of those headline stories, log on to the website of The Guardian. We move to our sister publication this Monday, National Economy. National Economy is a weekly business paper under the staple of Leadership Media. Headline story today on national economy says from 34% to 15% target. What federal government must do to tackle inflation in 2025? From 34% to 15% target. What federal government must do to tackle inflation in 2025? Nigerian banks face transformative 2025 with recapitalization push. The story continues on page 15 of National Economy. Nigerian banks face transformative 2025 with recapitalization push. And we move to the story above the masthead of leadership, which is still on Leadership Awards 2024. Governor Umo others get leadership awards. It continues inside the pages. For continuation of these headline stories, inside stories, log on to the website of the National Economy, www.nationaleconomy.com. It's on this note we bring to a close the first half of today's program. Don't forget to join us shortly for second segment of the program. Don't go away. Stay tuned. In case you're just joining us, the program is Inside Nigeria, Breakfast on Leadership Television. My name is Winifred Ugbebo once again, and of course I have my modern guest in the studio. He is a political economist and a public affairs analyst, Dr. Aliyu Elias. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Yes, where do we start? A lot has happened over the weekend. Of course, we are going with Nigeria's influential newspaper, Leadership. Is already talking politics ahead 2027. It said 5 governors may dump parties ahead of 2027. Of course, Leadership went ahead to name these governors, PDP governors Mba, Oberewori, Eno, Fubara, as likely candidates to dump parties ahead of 2027. Is it not too early to permutate?
It's not too early, because if you don't decide before 2 years to the election, you may find it difficult to actually get your foot in politics. But it is expected. For me, I even expect Fubara to have dumped and crossed to APC.
But he's actually going to, because Leadership is right on track. Because if you go through the local government chairman election, like what also happened in the Abia State, you have a Labour Party, something.
Alex Oti.
Yes, with Alex Oti. This party, a relatively new party.
Okay, Labour Party.
No, it wasn't Labour Party that took almost all the slots.
Okay, all the slots in local government.
So it's obvious that these people are already planning to jump.
Well, I think it is expected. As a politician, the day you emerge, you start calculating for
making permutation
for the next one. But if you look at them, the way they even name them, I think Oborowori has been challenged even by PDP in the states, that is romancing with
Oh,
APC.
really?
Yes, they've challenged him several times,
Okay.
and he said no, it doesn't have anything to do with them. But from what is happening is that those people have discovered that there's no way they can win on their own political party in the next election. So you don't blame them. They have to permutate, calculate, and look at what next
But
to
you
do.
see, but you still have to also consider parties, stronghold of the parties in the state.
Well, the fact is that do not mind them, that most of them are saying they are not going to APC. I can tell you 80% of them will go to APC. Because that's where they can get the deliverance, as it were. Because if we go to a lesser party, to a Labour Party, where is the structure? And remember, the might of the APC is still at the national.
Still at the national.
So, and according to Ganduje, he said we know how to take over. There's a language he uses. You know how to take over.
I remember now. Zenith Labour Party was the one that clinched the ticket.
You know they have. There's this Zenith Labour Party chairman is very strong. What was that man name? Very strong politically. In fact, you need to see him analyzing. So I can see how he actually romanced this man to even want that level of. But it was too. I don't think.
And Labour Party crisis. And of course, you saw that when Peter Obi, that is the Labour Party presidential candidate in 2020, elections did not actually support Julius Abure, the chairman, right? The embattled chairman. He came out to say that there's no more longer automatic ticket,
right? No, you know that PDP is a battleground now, and there's all effort to bring PDP down. And funny enough, PDP is not discovering that they want to bring them down. And at this morning, two secretaries going to resume at the PDP. So I don't know how they are going to survive. So these governors, honestly, I agree with them. If I expect Fubara to make the decision at 10 years, but you know why? Fubara, from to advise Fubara, you should go to APC. By the time he's in APC, Tinubu will need him more in 2027 than Wiki. Okay. As a sitting governor, you need much more. Federal government will need you more compared to, and you have the first refuser of a party ticket. So because if he's in another party, the national might come to victimize him. But if he's in there with them, with the trouble, I think that will give him an opportunity for second chance. But
it still depends on these erstwhile governor stand, because that one is right here in
he's not PDP, he's not APC.
He's quite close to the APC chairman. Remember how Obaseki was not given the first right of visa in the second half.
The game will change if he's in APC. Remember that it's not that now. I can tell you most governors are behind Fubara, but they will never come out. So by the time he came in fully, they will now find a way to talk to the national chairman. That man, this is the first refuser, so he has to. And if you want to go to the primary, no problem. Everybody will scheme the primary, and he's going to, because the governor will have much more control in the even of the APC if he's an APC member. So it's better you even go on time. Therefore, I don't know. You know, naturally that state is for PDP. So I don't know how he's going to actually try to.
And even with Umba Enugu.
So, but for Umba, if you look at Umba actually invited Tinubu to London, which is not bad. But it's a chance of romance too. That's okay. Let's start romancing. And you know, Umba is performing. So that's even though the people in the state say they have taxed everything about them.
So, but what do you think is going to play out at the end of the day? Because apart from governors, we've seen even legislators also decamping from the parties, and the Labour Party has been the worst hit to date. About 5 or 6 House of Reps members have left the fold.
Like I said earlier, I think it's ideal in an Okada rider who ride on Labour Party and emerge. He knew that there will not be such opportunity in the next you understand?
But when he defeated, will he be given the ticket?
He has,
no. How many people are struggling?
As far as he has done his permutation well, he's a politician. He has done his permutation well, and he knew that he know how to convince them better. And that's now. I don't know. The governor is PDP, right? And he becomes.
No, the governor is APC.
Is APC? No, what state? Is it not Kaduna?
Yes, Kaduna.
Okay, the governor is APC, and he becomes to APC. Yes, so he has opportunity more.
Okay, what about the candidates that were there before that he even contested against in 2020?
When he has the opportunity, he has the money, he has the connection, he's in power, so everything may work for him if he knows how to play his game. Perhaps he needs to also meet with the governor and have a gentleman agreement with the governor. And I guess he must have done that before he decided to embark on this this journey of the campaign.
All right, thank you so much. Now we're still moving ahead, still on leadership. Let's just talk briefly on these rent default cases. Leadership says it's on the rise over hardship cost of living, and of course, these landlords that build their house years back, they just increase rent as if
Yeah, but they are in the
just
same
build their house.
economy now. They are in the same
They
economy.
should ought to be considered.
What?
These are houses that
The word consideration should be from
years
legislature.
ago.
The government should find a way of controlling. But because if you leave it for
There was a time government at the National Assembly actually moved to curtail it.
I can tell you, if you are collecting
survive.
200,000 house rent, as at last 2 years, by now you also know that 200,000 will not be sufficient for you to do. So you find a way. But what we are just trying to say is that make it marginal. Don't make it geometric increments that people will not be able to afford. But you can't stop them because some of them, that's their own survival too. So and that's why we must work. And that's why I always say that we say we have deficit of 6 trillion naira to build affordable home for Nigerians. And I was thinking government would do more to increase the level. But if you look at it, even the budget, about 15 trillion for capital projects. So how will you now say you want to build houses for 6 trillion when you cannot even get up to 1 billion for that sector? It's a serious problem.
It is. It is. Now, leadership also has a story that troops neutralized 25 terrorists, destroy Bello Tuji's camp, and in other papers, exactly, which is still on large. However, other papers carry it differently. The Guardian says airstrikes on our government, APC applaud NAF as military denies civilian casualties. But another paper said airstrike kills 15 in Zamfara. Governor says they are vigilantes, while NAF maintain that they killed bandits. What is happening? Why is it that we are having these issues of, especially when it comes to area bombardment, civilians are worse there?
I think the airstrike is in 2 places. So the military said there was no casualty somewhere, and there's casualty in another place. You know, it's hard to say it. You know, we always see the collateral damage, but it's hard to tell because if you look at put yourself in the shoe, someone's father, someone's uncle, someone's wife, you know, losing their life. It's a difficult one. So I think we should be more professional. I think Nigerian military should be more professional and communicate more. Because if you don't communicate more, if you don't communicate clearly and get the signal right, you know, there is no way we will not have casualty, and we don't want to have that at this present challenging period.
Okay. So what can actually be done to avert it? Because it's something that has been occurring over and over again. It's a few months ago we had cases like that in Sokoto.
Right.
And,
I think the major thing is to be much more professional. The major thing is just to be much more professional because there must be a communication, there must be a command and control. And the non-soldier must have given the Air Force the signal to actually go out with bombardment. So we need more communication. At most, we need professionalism because when you are professional, even when you get the command, you know that the command said there is clear verification for you to extend. But I can tell you, we won't stop to attack these people that continue.